Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday. Today I will be presenting you with the Studio Series 86 Sharkticon Gnaw. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you for supporting this channel. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or support the channel further, and don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. And as we always do here on Digital Caveman Presents, let's take a look at the packaging. Takara Tomy, Transformers Generation, the Transformers the movie, 8608, Studio Series, and Gnaw. And it shows a it's not a Sharkticon, it's not a Unicron, Quintesson faction symbol. Right there, Quintesson faction symbol. 8 and up, Hasbro. On this side, 86. And nice artwork of Gnaw, authentic. On the other side, blown up artwork of Gnaw, Studio Series 8608, Deluxe Class. On the top, the Transformers the movie in a little window to let some light in. Because we all know Sharkticons are scared of the dark. Small print, fine print, legalese print, made in Vietnam print. Symbols, I'm not going to learn what they mean. And a barcode includes figure and 2 accessories. And a removable backdrop. On the back of the packaging, big screen inspired scale, detail, and backdrop. The Transformers the movie, the Quintesson faction symbol, Gnaw, mockery of justice. And the nice product shots of both modes. 17 steps to transform it, they say. Hasbro, backdrop included. Gnaw and the Sharkticons lurk beneath the Quintesson courtroom, ready to carry out the sentence of any bot unlucky enough to fall victim to Quintesson justice. Don't stick things in your all-language pie holes that don't belong there. And some more small print, fine print, legalese print, and made in Vietnam print. And that, my friends, does it for the packaging. And now let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. But before we get into all that, let's take a quick look at other things that were included in the packaging, which are the instructions. Gnaw, Transformers the movie. They look like 86 Studio Series directions. I kind of wish they would switch them all over to the Kingdom style. I do enjoy those instructions much, much better. And of course, here's the insert out of the packaging, which becomes a display stand. And it is the Quintesson Pit of Judgment. Excuse me. So, these are a nice inclusion if you have space for them in your display. I'll just move those over out of the way so we can get to the main event. And first of all, let's talk about some of the paint apps, like the nice silver here, the eyeballs. I mean, there's just paint apps all over this dude. Well, at least the front of him anyway. So his alt mode, very nice looking, very Sharkticon-y, because he is a Sharkticon. His mouth will open that much, and of course you see his head. It's a little better disguised here than in any of the other iterations that I have. So And then his mouth does close up all the way. And he has this nice laser cannon that just, if I can get it loose, there's a hole right there, a pig right there, and it just pigs right in there. Let me adjust this camera down a little bit. There we go. So yes, you can see the head. Problem with every Sharkticon ever that I know of anyway. There is some articulation here at the tail, and it will twist around, and it does, if I can get it out of there, it does just peg in like so. Some articulation here at the elbows, about, well, better than 90 degrees at his Sharkticon elbows. No ball joint or anything in there, and they will go all the way around. And they're a little tight, so sometimes the head move, the upper part of the head moves when you rotate those. Knees in shark mode, about 90 degrees and 360 degrees all the way around. That pretty much covers the articulation of this guy. And again, the decos on this, at least the front part of it, I mean, that's awesome. That does it for a look at Gnaw, 86 Gnaw, in his alt mode. And now, my friends, it is time for alt mode comparisons. And let's start things off, as we normally do, with the Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee. And we'll go ahead and do Leader class Amazon exclusive alternate universe Optimus Prime, or dead Optimus Prime. And now let's compare him to some other Sharkticons. And here is Gnaw from the Bumblebee animated line, or maybe it's the Cyberverse animated line, I'm not sure, but anyway, it's one of the more kiddie lines based off of that cartoon, Cyberverse or Bumblebee. I'm not sure which one, but you know, size wise these guys are pretty close. And now here he is with a Legends class KO Titans Returns, not Titans, is it Titans Returns? Titans Returns or Power of the Primes. I can't keep them straight anymore. But this is a KO of that mold. And as you can see, with it being a Legends class, it's much smaller. It's not, you know, the mold isn't quite as detailed. However, the paint job on this thing is awesome. I would say it's on par, if not better, than the Studio Series paint. And the Legends class Gnaw from Titans Returns or Power of the Primes, whichever one it was. I want to say it was Titans Returns. But, you know, other than size-wise and paint differences, the biggest difference for these guys is this guy, you know, you can kind of see through his eye bubbles there, whereas that one's just paint, and that's fine too. And here's the final version of that mold from the Quintesson Pit of Judgment. And you can see I have to put this in his mouth so I can tell them apart, even though I know the paint is different on this one than it is on this one. A little more cartoon accurate, I believe, but it's really not if you compare it to this one, is it? Because this one is supposed to be the movie accurate one, but nice colors on this one nonetheless. And that, my friends, does it for the comparisons. And now, ladies and gentlemen, comes the comedy portion of our show where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And first of all, I'm going to start by unplugging his whip mace thingy and then his gun. Maybe. There we go. Let's straighten these legs up. And then this back piece here, let's rotate this. It shows to rotate this. I don't think you really have to, but there it goes. You rotate that, and then under here there's two tabs, and then there's a tab right here. So we want to try and just untab all of that, just like that. And as you can see, here's the two slots, and here's a tab, and then here's a slot, and there's a tab, and there's a tab. So we've got that part done. And then we want to untab these, and you can see there's a hole and there's a peg, and they just come loose. And then you just kind of straighten the legs up, and you fold back the heel spur, maybe. So that part's done. Then you want to take and fold this down. You can see there's tabs here and then a slot here, and that's on both sides. And you just kind of want to move that down and adjust it until those clip into place. Then the next thing I like to do, let's see if we can straighten that up a little bit and let quite it straight. But apparently that's as straight as it goes. Alright, this piece right here, this whole piece spins around like that. Then you put these down. And then you want to start flipping this back, and you can see tab and tab, and then there's slots right there. And if these arms get in the way, just move them out the way. So those don't really clack into place. But then you have a hole here and this post here, and you can't, I don't know if you can really see in there with it, but it does post into place. But I don't know if that's right or not. So then you move this down to show his face. So yeah, I guess that's correct. And then you move the little sharky arms down. And let's see, heel spur went back in. We'll pull it back out. It's kind of loose. All right, right here, you just fold his hand out. And again on the other side, the same thing. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 86 Studio Series Gnaw. All transformed. And now let's take a look at the figure and his accessories in robot mode. And as you can see, same level of paint detail on this head. Some red for the eyes. It's kind of shiny. So, and a nice face sculpt. And some paint apps here. A lot of it is in this mode molded in the colors should be, and then, you know, we have the teeth and stuff and the eyes here on the backpacks. And, you know, it has a little bit of a backpack, but it's not too bad. My biggest issue is I wish they'd have found a way to fold these arms in, because they kind of just get in the way. But that's my opinion. Your opinion may vary. As far as articulation goes, his arm goes out that way. Forgot the head. Let's see. Can't really look up. He can look down some. A little bit of waggle. And if you force it, it's kind of tight. He will do the full exorcist. So then we got this. Rotate 360 degrees at the shoulder. Rotation on a double mushroom peg at the upper bicep for 360 degrees of rotation. No rotation at the elbow. However, you do get a little more than 90 degrees. And nothing at the wrist except for that in and out motion, which I don't count. And again, that hand's getting in the way. If you put it like that, it won't be such a big deal. Let's see, nothing at the waist. That's fine. That's not cool. So let's move the arm out of the way. He can kick up that high. The backpack gets in the way. You can kick back that high. I'm sure without the backpack it would be a little bit more than that. And then we have a cut on a mushroom peg at the upper thigh. Then knee bend, you know, well, about 90 degrees back. He does have some knee bend forward. He can do that much of the splits. And then he does have a hinge here. This is mostly due to transformation, but I'm going to allow this as articulation because it moves the ankle up and down. And then we do have tilt. So, nice articulation on this guy. No waist rotation, but that's okay. And then we have his mace whiptail thingy, and it is hinged right here, so it does have a little bit of articulation, and it'll go right in his hand just like that. And then we have his blaster rifle. Has some slight detail on it, but since it's based directly on the animation, that's fine. It works for this figure and just fits in his hand like that. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, does it for a look at the figure and his accessories in robot mode. And now let's take a look at some robot mode comparisons. And here we have Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee, Leader Class Walmart exclusive Netflix Optimus Prime, Earthrise Optimus Prime, that is. The Cyberverse or Bumblebee animated Gnaw. Don't ask me what class that is. I couldn't remember. I can't tell you. Not that it really matters. Ouch. And then the Titans Returns, and I decided I remember that's what it is. Titans Returns. Legends class Gnaw. And then here is the KO of that same mold. And then the one from the Pit of Judgment, I decided not to transform for this review. So he's just staying in shark mode and eating Kranix. He's having a snack right now. Well, that, my friends, does it for the comparisons. And now for final thoughts on Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Gnaw, the Sharkticon. I enjoyed this figure. I still think I like the decos on this guy a little bit more, and his little antennas that he has. They're kind of a nuisance in robot mode, but in shark mode, they actually add to the look of the character, I think, in my opinion. Your opinion may vary. He comes with, the rifle, which I think was a throwback to the G1 toy. I did not have a G1 Sharkticon. And of course he comes with his whip, mace, tail, whatever you want to call it. Morning Star, Morning Glory, smack you in the face. But has good articulation. The waist articulation would have been nice, but I see, because of the transformation with this front piece having to flip around, I can see how they could not include that in the engineering. That concludes the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I also hope you enjoyed all of my other videos. They're available on my channel. Awesome. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. I thank you, and thank you for supporting this channel. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, and don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And everybody loves new content, don't they? I know I do. Well, that's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.